Hey Facebook Live, good morning. It's Doug Reynolds, your Sacramento area realtor. How's it going today? Want to chat real quick, kind of just about the market. I'm hearing some grumblings of some agents and as well as buyers and sellers out there kind of like, oh man, the market's slow and what's happening and things are dropping and blah, blah, blah. And I think it's a bit of a reactionary type response that people are having. You got to stay grounded in, okay, well, what time of year is it? What happens usually at this time of year? And you kind of look back over data and see, is this a big deal or is this kind of normal? And right now, the way I'm describing the market is it's slowing, but it's not slow. So what does that mean? That means, well, we're heading into fall here and Sacramento's a pretty cyclical market. And so that means we kind of follow the weather. And so when it's in the middle of the summer, usually we've got a real hot real estate market going. Well, the weather outside has kind of been tapering off a bit, slowing down, the heat's cooling off, and the market's kind of doing the same thing. So it's not a slow market by any means. It's just in comparison to 3 months ago, it's a little bit slower. So what does that mean? Well, got some stats here from Sacramento Association Realtors, highlight a few important ones. Active listing inventory. Yes, the listings are up from a month ago, okay? But we don't want to be reactionary to month over month statistics. We want to look at year over year. And so if you look at year over year, we're actually down 11% from last year at this time. And what did everyone think about the market last year? We thought, oh my gosh, it was this crazy seller's market, prices went up. Well, that's what people have been saying this year, but now people are kind of reacting. And if you take a look, we've got less inventory now than we had at this time last year, okay? So calm down a bit. Number of closed escrows. They were up a little bit from last month, and they were down slightly from this time last year, only 3.6% less this time last year, now compared to last year. So we're right on par with what closings were for last month. Months worth of inventory, 1.5 months worth of inventory. We were at 1.6 months of inventory last year. So once again, we're seeing patterns of this is really normal and common for the market at this time of year to kind of be slowing down a bit, but to not be slow. In comparison to a few months ago, yes, we were a little bit slower, but in comparison to, is this a slow market? No, not by any means. The median price, it ticked down a little bit this last month. But if you look at year over year, it's 7.7% higher than this time last year, okay? So everything's kind of showing in line in the stats with, yes, things have kind of slowed down a little bit in comparison to a few months ago, but that's what's normal at this time of year for Sacramento. We have a pretty cyclical market, okay? The only really thing I'm keeping an eye on is the pendings. The pendings were down from last month, as well as they were down quite a bit from this time last year. So that could be an indication we might have a little bit less closings at the end of the year this year compared to last year. But everything else is pretty much in par. So what does that mean? Well, if you're a buyer, that means you've got a little bit more inventory as well as a little bit less competition. We're not talking tons of inventory and no competition. We're talking about a little bit more inventory, a little bit less competition. So probably a little bit better to be a buyer right now than compared to 3 months ago. Instead of having 10 offers on a listing, you might only have 2 or 3 offers on a listing or something. So that's helpful for buyers out there right now. What does that mean for sellers? It means the market is even more sensitive. I talk about this all the time, price sensitive sellers market. And really what it means is you've got to price it right, show well, good marketing. You have those 3 things, even in a slightly slower market, you'll still have good success. So right now with my sellers, I'm making sure that we're getting the house to show real well, just taking a little extra time to take care of a few things around the house, definitely doing staging in properties that are vacant, and really hitting the market well with good pricing, showing well so that we'll have good success. Otherwise, if you miss the mark, there's a lot of houses out there that have been sitting because they were a little too high and they become a stale listing really quick, really fast. So that's what's going on in the market. I'm not seeing anything that's, chicken with my head cut off running around, the sky's falling or anything like that. It's just cyclical And at this time of year, we're slightly slower than we were a few months ago, but definitely right in line with the numbers that we've seen the last few years. As far as this time, once we hit the fall, the inventory goes up a little bit. The amount of buyers and the number of closings slightly go down a little bit as well too. Kind of normal stuff. So hope this video is helpful. Give me a share with someone if you know anyone that's kind of thinking about maybe selling a house or looking to get into the market or anything like that. I'd just love to hear from you guys if you want to leave a comment after the video, as well as check out my YouTube channel and my website, realestatewithdoug.com. Got great stuff on there. If you're a buyer, you can download my buyer's app and take a look at search for properties on your phone, all that good stuff. So have a great week. I'll talk to you soon, and clear skies.